Hey, welcome! So today we are going to unlock something pretty special, haiku. Think of it as a kind of instant art. It's this tiny 17-sound key that, believe it or not, can open up a huge universe of meaning and feeling. So get ready, because we are about to dive in deep.
Think about it. What if you could capture a moment? Really capture it. The feeling, the light, the sound, faster than you can even pull out your phone and open Instagram. Well, that's the real power of haiku. It's like a shutter click for your soul, you know? It grabs the absolute essence of a single moment in a way that, honestly, a photo sometimes just can't.
All right, so here's the plan for our journey today. First, we'll cover the basics of this instant art form. Then, we're going to uncover a little secret about sound versus syllables. After that, we'll look at the magic ingredients, meet haiku's kind of funny cousin, and finally, we'll get you all set to talk about this with your language exchange partner. Sound good? Let's go.
Okay, let's jump right into part one of our journey. This is all about the basic structure, the famous rule that pretty much everyone thinks they know about haiku. This is our foundation.
You know, haiku is literally the world's shortest literary form. It's an entire poem captured in a single breath. It was perfected way back in the 17th century by the master Matsuo Basho. It's really a practice in mindfulness because it forces you, the poet, to focus so intensely on what's happening right now.
And here it is, the magic number, the simple rule that opens the door to this whole world. 5, 7, 5. It's a three-line structure that creates this really powerful rhythm. But, and this is a big but, there's a catch. And now for that catch, the secret. We're about to dig into a really crucial detail that so many poetry classes outside of Japan get wrong. Seriously, this is the kind of insight that will really impress your Japanese friends.
So, here's the big question, right? Are we actually counting syllables? When you sit down to write a haiku in English, are you supposed to be strictly counting out 5 syllables, then 7, then 5 again? Well, the answer, it might just surprise you. Okay, so here's the key difference. In Japanese, they count something called a mora, which is a sound unit, and it's super short and consistent. For example, the word haiku itself has 3 distinct sounds. But in English, our syllables can be really long and complicated. Take the word strength. That's one single syllable, but it's packed with sounds. So a 17-syllable poem in English often feels way too long and just loses that haiku spirit.
So, what's the takeaway here? It's this. Modern English haiku has evolved. The focus now is all about spirit over structure. The real goal isn't some rigid syllable count. It's about capturing a feeling in a short line structure that just echoes that original Japanese rhythm.
Okay, so we've got the rhythm, we've got the feel down. Now let's look at the 2 magic ingredients that give a true haiku its incredible depth and meaning. These are like the secret codes. The first secret ingredient is the kigo. I love thinking of it as a seasonal password. It's just one single word that unlocks a whole world of shared cultural feeling. For a Japanese person, saying the word frog instantly brings to mind the warmth and new life of spring. Moon evokes those cool, crisp, clear nights of autumn. It's so powerful.
Now, the second ingredient is maybe the trickiest one to translate. It's called the kirigi, or a cutting word. It doesn't really have a direct meaning. Instead, it acts like a cinematic cut in a movie. It literally slices the poem in 2, creating this pause, this moment of silence they call ma, that gives the words that follow so much more power.
Let's look at Basho's most famous poem. In Japanese, it's furuike ya. That ya at the end of the first line, that's the kirigi. It's the cutting word. It makes you pause. The old pond, you wait. And because of that pause, that little bit of silence, the final line, the sound of water, it just lands with this much deeper, more resonant splash. See how that works?
All right, so now that we get haiku's deep connection with nature, let's check out a very similar form of poetry that kind of turns its focus around and looks at us.
Meet senyu. It has that same 5-7-5 structure, but there are 2 big differences. First, you don't need a kigo, no seasonal word. And second, while haiku is all about the beauty of nature, senyu is all about human nature, and usually with a humorous or even satirical twist. You can think of it as a little commentary on all the funny, ironic, and sometimes kind of sad things about just being human. Okay, so you've just soaked up all this incredible info. Now, let's figure out how to turn it into a really fantastic conversation with your language exchange partner.
Here are 3 awesome starting points. You could ask about the beauty of brevity. Is less is more a big thing in their culture? Or talk about a connection to nature. What are the kigo of their country? What words instantly make you think of a season? And maybe discuss poetry and education. Is it something that's just a normal part of school? Or is it seen as this difficult thing that only experts do? These kinds of questions can open the door to some amazing cultural insights.
At the end of the game, learning about haiku isn't just about learning a poetry form. It's about learning a whole new way of seeing the world. It's a tool for mindfulness, for really paying attention, and for finding this profound beauty in the tiniest, most fleeting moments.
So, I'll leave you with this one question. Just look around you, right now. What do you see? What do you feel? What 17-sound moment are you going to capture today? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and happy writing.